Welcome to day 39 of our project. In this lesson, we're going to design the core section of the scheduled appointment. So if you're just joining, remember to subscribe and also, catch up with the previous lessons. So let's begin. We're going to duplicate this frame here. You can hold down your Control key or Command key in your Mac, Alt key to select and make a duplicate like this. All right, so here we're going to change the name of the doctor and also some things here. So let's begin with this icon. We're going to change this icon to call icon. So instead of us to start that from the beginning, I think we already have it somewhere. So we navigate to that frame that has call and just copy it, then we bring it there. All right, so this is it. We have call here. So let's just double tap this circle, Alt key, then we drag and bring it to this frame. Or alternatively, we can just delete it and just change the entire doctor, right? So let's copy this particular doctor here, Alt key, drag, and bring it here. So here we're going to replace Simon with Sarah. So delete Simon's and replace him with Sarah here. And also remember to do the vertical spacing. Make sure the spacing is even across. All right. So here we'll change the text and all that. So if you look at it here, what we have here is just scheduled and all that. So here it's still going to be scheduled. So change the complete text to scheduled. All right. So let's see what we can also change here. Then here you can also play around with time and all that. So change the name and all that so that it will look different. All right, good. So now let's proceed. So the next thing we have, we're going to duplicate this screen, select it, Alt key, then you drag to the right. Now we keep it there. So here we're going to add the core section screen that will show the doctor profile and just like an incoming call, and that's it. So we're going to delete some of these things here. So select, then hold down your Shift key to make multiple selection and delete that. Then the last one too, select and also delete that. All right. So let's take a frame, hold down your Shift key to have a perfect square, and you can make it 200 by 200 and just give it a partial fill or stroke so that we can see what we are doing. All right, so now let's give it corner radius of 100 to get a perfect circle. Okay, so here we're going to replace this image here with Sarah. So we're going to put Sarah's image here. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate here, double tap and Alt key to just copy our image only and put it inside the frame. Okay, so first you have to make sure it's there. Then let's see where we clip it. Right click and see. So you clip it inside the frame. Now select the frame and bring it here. So you can double tap to just position it wherever you want it to be. Okay, so I think that's okay. Then here we're going to take our scale tool and scale it down a bit. So we can now go back and remove the stroke and position it into the middle of the frame. Let's take it up a bit. I hope it's in the frame. Let's make sure it's inside the frame. Yeah. So one thing again, think the other frame is longer. We're going to clip it back. See where it's coming from. So let's double tap and remove the inner frame. Then just bring this one back. We had 2 frames there before, so we can delete this one. This time we don't need 2 frames since it's not scrollable, so 1 frame is okay. All right, so now we can position it into the center of the frame. All right, let's copy this header, Alt key, then you bring it here and surname. Okay, and select that on duplicate that. Then this time we're going to change the text to ringing. Okay, then we just did that. And this header text too, we need to change that font there from our fonts. So here there is a large body text, so let's detach it and make it to medium, please. Can also go back there and effect that. So now we're going to select these 3 together and distribute their vertical spacing and take that down to 20. All right, so on our frame too as well, we can give it a kind of maybe gradient scale and all that. So we select the frame and detach the color that come with it. Okay, then we can add fill, select this. Then I think we have 1 gradient color we created, right? This should be this one. So we can give it this gradient color. And one more thing again, we can decide to play around with it. Maybe this plug, we can change that plug to this one. Let's change this one to this one. So I think it's better now. So now select this together, align them to the center, Ctrl G or Command G to group them, and make sure it's also inside the center of the frame. All right, so now we're going to show call coming in, then have 2 buttons to either accept or reject. Okay, so let's take a frame and hold down our shift key to get a perfect square. We can make it to 100 by 100. We can play around with it later, or let's just take this scale for now. Let's give it a partial stroke and give it a feel of global color, which is this red. Sorry, feel instead this red. Now we give it corner radius of 50 and go to our first icon from our plugins. I will search for cancel. So we're gonna make use of that. I don't want this. Let's go to the other one. which is feather icons. We search for cancel. Stay the same. That's fine. Let's just make use of this and add it inside this frame. Okay, so you can now use your scale tool to increase the size of this cancel. Okay, then align it to the center of this circular frame. Then this time we're going to change the color to one of our global color, which is the height. No, only the stroke here. So remove the fill and just change the stroke to that. Alright, so now let's reduce it a bit using the scale tool. Then let's better 78 by 78. Alright, select its Alt key then to make another duplicate by the right, and change the fill this time to one of our global color, which is, I think we have one blue there. We use this time, and here we're going to change the icon to call. So it's to go back to our plugins. We use feather icons. We search for call. So we're going to make use of that. And this is line, outline. Let's go back to photo icon and search for call. I want that is bold. So you can choose this. Alright, so before that, let's delete the inner icon and delete it. Select it and delete it. Then we bring in this inside. So for consistency, let's check this inner one. It was 33.54. So we select this one and make it the same thing. 33.54 and 33.54. Okay, then you align it to the center of the frame as well. And this time we change the stroke color to the same height. Alright, so that's okay. So now we're going to select the two and align them, and also distribute their horizontal spacing. And the horizontal spacing, we can take it down to 40. Okay, then let's group them together, Ctrl G, and now align them to the center of the frame. Okay, so we're going to bring it down a bit. Select the two, drag them down a bit, or you can select here, make sure they are centered align. Then let's make this to 120. But alright, that's okay. Now we're going to select this screen, Alt key, and make another duplicate to the right. So this time we're going to add one more icon that will show the core is connected. Okay, so here we ungroup them, select it to ungroup them. Then we're going to add one more, so to the right. Alt key, select it, and you drag to the right. Now we're going to select these two, bring them back. Then we bring this one here. Okay, now let's change the icon of this second one. Let's go to our plugins again. Let's search for scan. Let's see if we can get something like that. Okay, that's fine. We can make use of this. Let's add it. Select this one. Let's zoom in for you. Select this one, delete it. Excuse me. No, just the frame complete. Delete it. Tap this one and also make it the same dimension with this, which is a 33.54. So we select it and update the dimension 33.54. Alright, so now we'll bring it inside the middle of the frame and also align it properly and change the outline to the same height. Okay, so here we also update the time from ringing to time. So this is, let's say this is around 1 hour 45 minutes with some seconds. Okay, so just leave it like that, and remember to also centralize it. All right, now we can select these three together and also distribute their horizontal spacing to the way it was, and take it down to 30 please. Then Ctrl G to group them, or Command G for your MacBook, and also centralize them into the middle of the frame. Before proceed, let's take a quick preview. Let's see how it is. Aha, perfect. That's not bad. Okay, so now you add one more frame. And here, let's add one more frame. Just duplicate it and keep it there. Now before that, remember here is already on call. This call icon, we're supposed to change it to replace it with speaker, right? So let's go to our plugin and also search for, say, speaker. So this one shows on call. I don't know, this kind of icons, I don't like them. Let's go to plugins again. First icon, same thing, speaker. Flight icon, red icon, speaker. This one, it's not even available at all. It's fine, we can manage that. Or if you have other plugins that you can get beautiful icons, can make use of it. It's fine. So we have here speaker. Then we're going to make use of this. This shows that it's on call. Add it to the frame. Okay, and bring it here. And also change the dimension to 33.54. Okay, then change the color as well of the outline to our global color and align it to the center. So similarly here, before we bring it, we are going to ungroup it and also delete this last one. Then just to make it easier, let's just delete everything. Then we'll just copy this group back to this frame, and I'll align it to the center of the frame. For consistency, select this, and see it was 120. Then the same thing, make it 120 as well. All right, so here we're going to update some text in this screen here. Okay, so let's say this time is some recording progress and something in that nature. So here we just change this, add one more text beneath this to show that it's recording, right? So let's just Alt key, then we drag down. All right, recording and progress. Alright, then here we change the typography to semi-bold and make sure you align it to the center of the frame. Now when it's recording, what do? We need to have something that will show that it's recording, right? So in that case, let's add a microphone. Let's go to plugins and search for microphone. If we cannot see that, we search for recording. So we make use of this. You add it into our frame and just take it up there. Select the frame. Let's take it up here. Okay. Now change the outline to that, and also the size. So 33.54. Now we can bring it down a bit. Seems not grouped, that's why it's giving that. Can select all and group them together, so I can move it, or better still, just bring it out from the frame that come with it and delete that frame and just position it somewhere around the edge of the grid and give the Y position to 60. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so now let's go to the last screen. So you're gonna duplicate this Alt key, then we bring it here. Alright, so here we just update maybe this core section has ended and all that. Okay, so we're gonna start with the header text here. So here we're going to duplicate here. Let's bring it up, and let's see, this is about let's just put a voice call has ended. Then we'll put it into the center of the frame. I'm going to change this text to height, please. Alright, so now make duplicate of that same text down. Then we just change this, the total duration. So this is about 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so we change that to semi-bold and also put it inside the middle of the frame. Then we can also duplicate one more here. Let's say recording has been saved in the history. So align it to the center of the frame. Okay, so now let's select them together and distribute their vertical spacing, and we'll reduce that to 20. Then we can now group them together. Okay, so here let's group. Okay, it's fine, just delete here and also delete this call progress. All right, that's better. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the buttons to allow the users to write a review or go back to the dashboard. So let's go to our component, or better still, let's go to our assets. Then we check that where that is. Then we're going to bring in the buttons. Remember to navigate back to the design first and go to our assets. Then we'll bring in the button. So you can add the instance and position it there. All right, so here we'll duplicate it and change the text and also the outline and all that. So here, this is going to be write our review. And position it to the center of the frame. Okay, then here is going to be go back to dashboard. So let's select this second button and go and change the instance. So this, we have outline there, right? I want to change down that has outline. I don't think we created outline. Variant 2, good. So we change this one to go to dashboard. Okay, so this is about 16. So since this should be 16 million, 16 million enter. So that's fine. Okay, so I think so far we are done with it. So make sure you select the buttons and align them to the center of the frame. Then now we can do our horizontal vertical spacing. So this is 20, that's fine. Then with this, or the vertical spacing is mixed, so let's distribute it equally. So this 27, we change this to 30. All right, so now we can group them together and put them into the middle of the frame. Then this time delete this call icon, so record icon. And here again, I'd like us to scale it down. It's too big, so select your scales to and put it down a bit. So we're done, and I think here this is okay. So this one too, take it to the middle. This one too to the middle. To the middle. Okay, so consistent is very important, so let it be cross. All right, so congratulations, we are done with this lesson. So if you take the preview, you see what you have so far for each screen. Then here you can now edit and make it as call screen. So you just rename it across so that you have different names. Call, schedule, screen. So just name it like that. So here on call screen. Then here is going to be on recording screen. And here is going to be end screen. Okay, so we're done with that. So before we proceed, I would like us to do the previous prototype. So let's just do it before it's too much. Okay, so I don't think we did that, right? All right, that's the end of this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to proceed with another one, which is going to be the video calls section. See you there.